What's going on, guys? Just doing a quick live chat to kind of update everybody on what's going on yesterday with the National Reciprocity, fixed NICS. Then obviously there's some stuff with Yeager and all that stuff. So just a real quick live chat. Not going to stay too long. Let's see who all knows out there. Kalishnikov, Sean Callanan, Jelsma, Phoenix, Jared. What's going on, guys? We are over here on the YouTube side as well as Smeggy's over there. Yeah, I'm just going to update what happened yesterday and all that stuff. It seems to be I've been getting some emails and stuff and some questions around here. Also, people calling me kind of confused about what happened. And I get it. What's up, Clover? How you doing? Travis, great. Roosted, what's up? It's one of those that it was chaotic a little bit, and some things that had happened Tuesday night that not a lot of people were aware of before yesterday's floor proceedings. So basically what had happened is initially there was HR 38. We've known about that for a long time. That was the National Reciprocity Act. And then they had another act bill that was out there, was 4477. And this was the fixed NICS bill. And basically what the fixed NICS is nothing new. Excuse me. There is nothing new on the books. NICS is already in the system. It's already out there. But this was supposed to help regulate NICS and to ensure that the proper information was being passed along by all the organizations to completely update the system on a regular basis. I think what happened is there was obviously a lot of Democrats that tried to get a number of attachments in committee onto HR 38. That being said, the fixed NICS also had a couple of amendments attached to it. One of them was to basically to do a study to see the effects of bump fire stocks and how many times they're being used in these mass shootings, which is fine for me because that's just kind of funny to me. We already know the answer to that. That we know of, it's zero. They're going to say that the Vegas shooting was, but to my knowledge and to the most people that I talk to, no one's ever come out and officially said that a bump fire stock was used in the Vegas shooting. So I have to assume until I hear otherwise that it wasn't. So let them do their study, blah, 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 blah. Now, that being said, is what happened on Monday and early Tuesday was they realized that the fixed NICS was probably not going to pass the House. So they attached it to HR 38. And that is scary for a lot of people because a lot of us that do want national reciprocity do not want the fixed NICS because the fixed NICS has potential. And I'm not going to the doomsday about fixed NICS, but it has potential of causing some harm. So they attached it to HR 38 and combined them as one bill to hopefully push through fixed NICS onto the Senate. That being said, as we all know, the Democrats, they have a lot of tactics that they use over the years when it comes to getting bills pushed. And it was nice to see the Republican Party use a little bit of their own firepower against them. So what happened was late Tuesday, and we call the 11th hour, they decided that we're going to give the national reciprocity the best chance to get passed. So we already knew that HR 38 and the fixed NICS were combined into HR 38. There's a lot of people that are in support of national reciprocity, so they thought that maybe that's the best way to get both of them together is the majority of the people will vote this because everyone likes a little bit of everything. But what happened was they decided to, at the last minute, file a new House resolution. It's HR 645. And what that is basically it's national reciprocity standing alone on its own merits. So they filed both of them, and both of them went to vote yesterday in Congress. And a bunch of us were watching it live on houselive.gov and some C-SPAN, and we had a live chat going in the lobby. So it was really fun to kind of get that going. That being said, both of them passed. Okay, so you have HR 645 that is going to be heading to the Senate on national reciprocity on its own merits, standalone. That's it. Then you have HR 38, which is what used to be the national reciprocity, but now it's the combined bill with the fixed NICS. So the confusion is this: what to vote for, what to think. Guys, I am definitely not here to tell you what to think. What's important to understand is when it gets to the Senate's going to have their own committee meetings and they're going to have their own stuff. So there's a good chance this does not come to the floor in the Senate to vote for at least probably 6 months. It very well could be sooner than that, but they're going to have to go through their committees, and then they're going to try to get different things attached to it. Blah 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 blah. That's how politics works. But what we can do is this: it's passed the House. So for these two bills in particular, we don't have to worry about contacting our congressman anymore. What we can focus on wholeheartedly is contacting our two senators from each of your individual states. You can go to senate.gov. That's where you can see. You're in. Sorry, I missed the first part. Not a problem, Insight Man. We're just kind of recapping what happened yesterday with national reciprocity and fixed NICS. But now that they've made it to the Senate, you can contact your senators. Go to senate.gov, and it'll get you in contact with email. They'll also be able to give you their phone number in Washington. But understand also, you need to email and you need to call. But understand also is each senator is going to have an in-state office as well that has a separate probably email and a separate phone number. And both offices, both in-state and at the Washington level, they correspond all the time. So don't just contact the Washington stuff, but contact the in-state offices as well. It's going to be very, very important to get your thoughts to your senator on what you would like to see done. There are two separate paths. Let's see here. Legally concealed. Wait, every other channel has been basically telling me what I read was BS and to think I like them. You know, I'm not here to tell you what to think, what to vote on. What I can tell you is that it's extremely important to let your senators know how you feel. You know, my biggest thing is this. You have two separate bills heading to the Senate. Okay, you have HR 645, which is the standalone national reciprocity. If you're for it, contact your senators and let them know that when HR 645 comes to the floor in the Senate, if you are for it, then tell them to vote yes. If you're not for national reciprocity, vote no. And there are people that are in the gun community that are against HR 645. That's okay. Then you have the second bill, which is now called HR 38. Now, here's where it's going to get confusing. If you've all known since January what HR 38 was, national reciprocity, here's going to be the confusing part. HR 38 is no longer what it used to be. HR 38 is the combined bill with fixed NICS. So if you just want national reciprocity, you want to take care of HR 645. That is what you're looking for. If you want your national reciprocity and fixed NICS, then that's what you want. If you don't want fixed NICS, then this is where you got to contact your senators and tell them no on the fixed NICS. Okay. They did that on purpose. That's exactly, of course they did. Now, it was beautiful politics, though, because the Republicans in the 11th hour did get national reciprocity separated on its own merits. Is there a good chance that it might go through the Senate on its own merits? We don't know yet. Time will tell. But if it only went to the Senate with having to engulf fixed NICS on that combined bill, then if we want national reciprocity, we would have to eat the fixed NICS. A lot of us don't want that. I personally am not the doomsday guy about fixed NICS. I do not believe it's going to be as bad as some others will say, and I will have to see. I will have to continue my research and continue my exploration of what it could mean down the road. At this moment, if it comes down to HR 645 getting voted down the Senate, and I have to take fixed NICS to get national reciprocity, as of right now, I'm leaning on I'll take that hit. I think there's more good with national reciprocity than there is bad with fixed NICS. That being said, there's still a lot to be learned about really what the fixed NICS is going to be able to do. Is it going to be where your doctor-patient privileges are going to be thrown out the window, and anytime you go even ask for ADD or any kind of medication at all from a psychologist, that now you are on the list to not buy a gun? Then if that's the case, then obviously my position would change. We have to figure out exactly what it is. So what I want to do real quick is look through the chat and see what's going on. Let's see here. Jared says, you tell me go contact Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren in a heartbeat. Guys, some of you live in places that your senators could care less what you think. Your senators are going to be people that you didn't vote for, that believe completely different than what you vote for and what you believe. That being said, you never know. Okay, if you can get all the people that are pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment in your senatorial states and contact your senators all the time, and the people that are anti-gun and want gun control don't contact them, then maybe they have to listen to your voice. Remember, they do represent you. They are your senators. They have to, by theory, have to vote on what their constituents are telling them. So don't be afraid to contact your senators, even though they might be on the other side of the fence. You never know what you can do with a nice and make it respectful, make it a well thought out email and phone call. Have your facts ready, because you never know when you bring facts and you stay respectful what could happen. They very easily, you might change their minds. You never know. So go check it out. Let's see here. Yeah, Jared does have it pretty bad. Let's see here. They did it on purpose. Yes, they did. That's why that's where I am, but only after I read the bill myself. Yeah. And it's just one of those things where you have to kind of see where you're at and what you want and what you're willing to take instead of, for what you really want. Clover Texas, contact, even if it's ill-facted, you should do your part. So do it. Roosted says, I heard they wanted to add people who have been charged with domestic violence, conviction or not. I don't think they can, that has been charged, because that's against your rights right there. But what I did hear and what someone tried to make me aware of, and I'm not so sure, but discussion's been going on, obviously, through a bunch of us, but there are some states that have a misdemeanor domestic violence charge that's not a felony, but a misdemeanor of domestic violence is still a violent act. Even though it's not a felony, a misdemeanor in that situation very well could end you up on that list. So we have to really make sure we read the wordage and the grammar really carefully to see what's going on. Jared says, what did Jared say? He's already been working on getting other pro-gun people. There you go. Legally concealed in Texas. If anything, you did your part by annoying them. I would be calling it daily if I were in. No kidding. If I was in Feinstein's, yeah. But yes, you are doing your part. And I've said this before in different chats and different videos and all that. It's your decision if you want to contact your senators. It's not going to hurt anyone but yourself and your state if you don't. What I can tell you is take this however you want to. You don't like it, I'm sorry, but I'll say this is my stance. It's not only our right, but it is our duty to contact the people that represent us, our elected officials, and tell them how we feel. If you decide not to contact them and they do not vote in the way that you want to, then you have absolutely no right to complain or bitch about it. So do your part. Contact them as many times as you can. If it's daily, contact them daily. At least show that you're passionate about how you feel, and maybe you can make them just as passionate. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see. I'll show that. I don't care. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm getting back over here. Is there a report? This is just a report on yesterday, because there has been some, Dano, there has been some confusion on the two different bills, what they are, which one's good, which one's bad. And I'm not here to tell anyone which one is good, which one is bad. All I can tell you is HR 645 is national reciprocity on its own merits. HR 38 is now the combined bill with fixed NICS. Take that for what you want to believe. Let's see here. We should consider a robocall. That would be awesome. Sean says that, so should I start to email Claire McCaskill with you? That would be interesting. I don't know if they would read that a whole lot, but do we have time to discuss share? Yeah, we can discuss share. Share has kind of been tabled as of right now. Hopefully Paul Ryan will bring that back if he decides to bring it back, which I think he will. I think that he tabled it right after the Las Vegas and the Texas shootings just to kind of keep people at bay. I think he also is smart enough to know that at that point in time, this session right here probably had no chance of passing whatsoever with the hostility that's been coming through the gun control side of things. So I think it was probably a pretty smart thing. I think he will bring it back. And if he does, the SHARE Act could be as big of a piece of legislation that is pro-gun that has come around in a long, long, long time. So the SHARE Act is going to be incredibly important to get out and talk with your senators and your congressmen about. So hopefully we'll see that come back here pretty soon. Lockjaw says, I've heard of people here in Wisconsin going for physicals, being asked if they own firearms, either verbally or in a questionnaire form. Any else experience? I have never heard of that. But I would also say that you're probably under no obligation legally to answer those questions. Though that's none of their business. They can put whatever they want to in a questionnaire. It's up to you whether you want to answer that or not. Whether or not you have a firearm should make no bearing on going to the hospital and all of that. So that's going to be up to you on whether you decide to answer that question. That's my personal opinion. Let's see here. Legally concealed Texas. I've experienced that, Lockjaw, when I went for a physical for a job. Yeah, I have no experience with that. Insight says his answer is he's a hunter. That's a good answer. Excuse me. Roosted says they asked my buddy that at his last physical, he pleaded the fifth. Yeah, I'd like to know what kind of doctor for a physical that's going to ask you whether you own firearms. Do your job that I'm paying you for, Doc, and my personal life is my personal life, and it's really none of your business. Is your doctor basically going to treat you differently, or is he going to give you a different result for your physical if you own a firearm? That doesn't make any sense to me at all, so I would probably go find another doctor, first of all. That's just me. Let's go check out the gun channels. Arnold's over there. Let's see here. What's up, Arnold? How you doing, buddy? Okay, so Smeggy's talking Yeager. He says he's seen a lot of people saying, I don't like Yeager, but he shouldn't be banned. My thing is he didn't have anything worth getting a strike. He shouldn't be banned. Yeah, I agree. And I'll get into Yeager here in a second. Let's see here. Jared says he's never been asked in Massachusetts, but he uses the VA healthcare. It was a Care Now doctor. I was sent there by the company. I would say to your company, I'll go somewhere else. That's up to you. Hey, Sean says your answer should be, hey, Doc, how many tongue depressors you got up your ass? I like that. That's pretty funny. Psycho wants to know if they asked if you own a pool. Josh, what's up, Josh? What's up, Devil Dog? How you doing, brother? No, and Roosted asks, do we know what Yeager got his last and third and final strike for yet? I haven't heard. I'm assuming once it gets cleared up one way or the other, there will be a video out explaining what happened. For the time being, I want to say that Yeager has had a backup channel. It's called Tactical Response on YouTube. You can probably go check out Tactical Response. I haven't checked it out today. It very well could be up. He might have had something over there, but I'm assuming he'll come out and tell everybody eventually what's going on. Now, as far as James Yeager goes, I do not watch very much James Yeager. There will be the occasional video of his that I watch. I do like some of the tactical stuff that he does, but most of the videos where he's trying to push agendas or product on me, I don't watch. I have nothing against that. I have nothing against him. I don't know him personally, so I can't judge a man that I don't know. What I will say is I don't watch very much of him. And when he does put his stuff out there, I tend not to agree with a lot with what he says. That being said, I will say this. Whether or not I or any of us like James Yeager, watch James Yeager, agree with James Yeager, it makes no difference. Yeager is a part of the gun community, and whether or not you agree with it or not, he is a big deal in the gun community on the social media side. He is looked at by a lot of people as an important person. That being said, you may not agree with his politics or his antics or whatever he does, but we don't need to see one of our more, I'm going to say, and I wouldn't say popular, I would say well recognized. We don't need to see one of our more well recognized people in the YouTube or the social media side of the gun community being banned for seemingly no reason by YouTube. Just because YouTube doesn't like guns, it is not something that they should ban. And it's starting to see G-Webs getting strikes, Matt's getting strikes, Mac, Hickok, all these guys, they're getting strikes and they're close to getting banned from YouTube because they don't agree with the Second Amendment. It is their platform. We are allowed to be there for free. That is nice. We do have to abide by certain terms of service that we agree to as content creators on YouTube. That being said, I think it's censorship. Just because you disagree with someone's point of view or what they're saying or what they're doing on their videos, doesn't mean that you have the right to turn their channels off and make it to where no one can see. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. If you don't agree with the Second Amendment, then don't watch any of our stuff. If you hate guns and you wish guns were never around or banned, don't watch our stuff. It's okay. But there's no reason to turn off a channel and say that you can't see this because we won't allow it. That's censorship, and that is wrong in so many ways. So I want to sit here and see what people are saying. Phoenix says that his bet is that he got it for generally being a douche. That's very possible. It is very possible. He is a douche. But he's our douche. He's whether or not we like him or not, he is in our group. He is in our community, and we can't afford. We're a small group and community as it is. We can't allow to have one of our bigger voices, whether we agree with them all the time or not. We can't have one of our Second Amendment advocates being shut down because of how they believe. So, he's our douche. Smeggy says his doc asked him why he's okay. I'm going to just say this. My doc asked me, I said why. He said, well, if you do, I would tell you to lock them up. I told him if I want firearm advice, I'll ask an expert in the field. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Tactical Response was still up as of last night. So I don't think Tactical Response has any strikes. He only started that about a month or so ago and only has a few videos. I think that was his backup channel in case when he got his second strike, I think that's probably when he went and started Tactical Response, knowing that at any time that third strike could be coming around the corner, and it did. So I don't know if he's posted anything over there yet. I will check that out as soon as this is over. Let's see here. Everyone's coming on Smeggy. Let's see here. Hey, who told you guys you could start without me? I call bullshit. Hi, Ghost. Hey, what's up, Travis? I'll start whenever the hell I want to, and my schedule's not up to the tactical chef. So just messing with you, Trav. Welcome here to the show. Smeggy G Web Strike was 6-year-old video about Mac. Yeah, and yeah, it was a 6-year-old. Like I said, these strikes aren't on the newer stuffs. Maybe they like G Web Strike was from 6 years ago. So YouTube is going back, and their algorithm is changing and evolving. And I don't want to say it's learning, but I'm sitting there saying that an algorithm is only as good as the people that initiate the code. So, if somewhere down the line there was code written about guns or whatever, but it's popping up not just on gun channels though. So let's not make it this is a gun thing, but in Yeager's instance, we don't know exactly what the last strike was for. We'll have to find that out. I'm not going to speculate. Yeager should have the First Amendment right. That's right. I mean, part of the Bill of Rights is we talk about the Second Amendment all the time. The First Amendment is huge. Freedom of speech. It also covers freedom of religion, but freedom of speech is incredibly, incredibly important. So censorship is never a good thing. I'm a big proponent of to be a true American, you have to be willing to accept the words and actions and expressions of other American citizens that are yelling at the top of their lungs the exact opposite of what you're yelling. You have to accept them doing things and protesting things that you think is important that they hate. You have to accept that. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept that. That's the beautiful thing about America is we have those rights. I think that just because you don't like guns and just because you don't like what apparently gun people stand for, that does not give you the right, in my eyes, to censor what we say, shut down our channels, and make it impossible for our message to get out. Censorship is a bad road to go down. So we'll have to see what happens. Russell Camp, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Yeager, he says that's what he said. He said it's First Amendment right. That's correct. Let's see here. I'm catching up. Sorry, guys. Insight Freedom. They need to be clear. They are very arbitrarily and throwing around strikes. Their mission statement is a PC pile of crap. That is true. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? Ralph calls it the Al Gore rhythm. I think that's pretty funny. And we don't know what YouTube's claim against Yeager was at this time, Ralph. I'm assuming it will come out pretty soon. It is what it is. I'm sure that'll come out. Let's see here. Legally concealed text says there are plenty of content on YouTube that blatantly violates the guidelines, but put forth by YouTube. Exactly. Patrick says YouTube unsubscribing from Tech Response and is still up and running. Now that's a whole different issue. We were talking, I think it was me and Clover, maybe Grim and John Z, and a few others maybe have been talking offline a couple nights ago about YouTube. I've actually found 4 or 5 channels that I know that I visit frequently and watch all their stuff. I found 4 or 5 times in the last week or two that all of a sudden I am unsubscribed from them. I don't know if this is a YouTube glitch or what, but I know for a fact that I have been subscribed to them for a long time, and all of a sudden I wasn't. So I had to resubscribe, and I had to get notifications, and it all came about was people talking, hey, did you see so-and-so's video? Well, I didn't get a notification for it, so I went over to the channel to make sure that I clicked the notification bell, and it says that I wasn't even subscribed to this channel, which I knew I had been for a while. So that's very interesting. So make sure the channels that you watch religiously and you really like supporting and watching, every now and then just go check those channels. Make sure that you are subscribed and you have that notification bell, because YouTube is doing some really, really weird things. They got some glitches, or if you want to call it a glitch, I don't know, but it's doing some weird stuff. So make sure you check that out. Let's see here. Insight says a month back after a strike, he started. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Like I said, I'm kind of behind here. Phoenix says, let's see, Cycle Camp says, Constitution only protects you from government, not private entities. For that, you need to use contracts or agreements. I understand that, and what I'm saying to you is we have to follow the terms of service, and I get that, but I still think it's ironic that there aren't that many niches of channels that are being shut down. It's only a few different kinds, and it seems to be happening a little more regularly with gun channels. So that's interesting to me. The problem is there is not. I've in the last few days I have started up and looked into about 7 different social media platforms that host video. And if you combine all 7 of them together, combined, they don't bring the power nor the ease of YouTube. So that's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. Phoenix says, what amazes me, G-Webs can get a strike for something that was in the rules when posted, yet to this day I can still watch full movies. That's right, live on YouTube. That's correct. No wonder you only have 58. I should be back to 2.5 million. Real Call says that he's had 2.5 million subscribers unsubscribed from him by YouTube, so he's back down to 58. So let's all get back on the Real Call bus. Midnight says Phoenix sucks. That's going to sit there. That's a personal preference. I don't know if he sucks or not. He's not my type to begin with. Then Phoenix comes back and says Midnight Range blows. Once again, I have no personal experience with either one of those, so you can say what you got to do. Legally Concealed Texas, there are straight up hardcore porn channels on YouTube, and yet we're banning Yeager. And that's so true. You can watch live movies, you can watch pirated TV shows, you can watch anything and everything that you could possibly want to watch on YouTube, and yet the gun channels are starting to get banned from YouTube. So it's very interesting how that's happening, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Our politics don't coincide with what YouTube's politics do, and they're going to take it out on us. So we need to figure out what the fight's going to be. Insight Freedom said that he's had the unsubscribe issue too. Not only getting a lot of notifications when I've selected, seems that never is an issue with any of the gamer channels my son follows on his account. I understand. I wish I could help you. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So just saying. Not going to go there, Travis. What channel is that? At the Gun News Weekly pre-show. That's right. Dak Daddy is in the house, and Tax Show is tonight. Gun News Weekly is tonight, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to go ahead, and if you guys haven't, hold on here. I'm going to go here. If you haven't yet, go check out Tack Daddy's channel. It's right here. And we're just kind of going through right now, guys. We're just going through. If you guys are just joining us, thank you once again. Not going to be that long. Just going over what happened yesterday. There seems to be a lot of confusion what happened with 645 and HR 38. And just remember now, the national reciprocity on its own merits is HR 645. We've been coming to know what HR 38 is, and it's just funny how they just happen to attach the fixed NICS to that, because now we're so accustomed to knowing HR 38. Remember, HR 38 is now the combined bill with fixed NICS. So contact your senators. Both bills are going to the floor in the Senate. Contact your senators. If you don't want fixed NICS and tell them to vote no on 38, if you just want national reciprocity, that is now HR 645. So be resilient, be vigilant with your senators. Call, email every day, not just their Washington offices, but their state offices. Be vigilant and let them know that we will not take gun control legislation lightly. If they vote for gun control legislation, then let them know that we will be looking for other senators when election time comes. So remember that. Jared Walsh, you are my hype man. I love you, bro. I have a different opinion on this versus many. So do I, Tack. I actually am one of those, and you and I can have a discussion later. I've already kind of expressed my opinion on the fixed NICS. I don't think it's the doomsday things that people think about. I think it's going to be if 645 gets voted down in the Senate, and the only way I can get national reciprocity is to eat fixed NICS. As of right now, I'm leaning towards taking that. I think national reciprocity is more important than what the regulations of a bill. It's already a law. It's not creating a new law. It's not creating a new system. It's just fixing whatever the problems are. That being said, I still have a lot of time to continuously read about what the fixed NICS could be and what it could mean. And if it changes my mind, then obviously my mind will be changed. As of what I know and what I have understood and read, not heard from other people, I don't take that in consideration. I take it from people that are either lawyers or politicians themselves that have read the bill and can give me a legitimate reading of what this could mean. That's what I'm going with. Luckily, I have friends that are in the government, and they can probably help me out with exactly what the wordage means. That being said, you guys believe what you want to. I'm still keeping my options open. Insight Freedom, hey, Tech Daddy, yeah, everybody, tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, Gun News Weekly with Tac Daddy. It's always a great show to watch. I watch it all the time. So yeah, check out Tac Daddy's channels also. Thanks for stopping by, Tac. I'm sure I'll be talking with you pretty soon. Phoenix, that's too far. I don't know what Phoenix said. Not gonna worry about it. Yeah, the first person gamer channels. Yeah, so it's like Entertainment Tonight, but for men. Entertainment Tonight, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. So I don't know. You got to take that for what it's worth. TAC wants to know if I discuss the NSSF letter to shot vendors. I will not. I will mention it here in a little bit, and I'm sure you're going to cover it a lot. Apparently, there was an email or a letter from the NSSF who runs SHOT Show to the vendors about the way that they are going to have to manage firearms coming to the SHOT Show, whether it's at range day or coming to the convention at all. It's going to be done a specific way that could, if it works out the way that I understand it, could piss off a lot of the manufacturers and vendors. That could change the face of what SHOT might be this year. We're not really sure, but there are some stipulations that the NSSF has made mention, and I don't know. And Tact will be able to talk more about this tonight on his show. And I don't know if this is the NSSF doing it on their own, or if this is the NSSF being held pressure by Las Vegas government or Nevada government or public opinion. But the way they're going to be handling the transportation and all that of firearms at SHOT is going to be much different apparently than in the past. I don't know. This will be my first SHOT show to go to, but apparently it's a pretty big deal, and we'll have to watch out for that. So make sure you check out Gun News Weekly tonight, and I'm sure TAC will have a lot more to discuss about that. Ghost Tactical Clover Tac in 2020. Holy hell, that would be interesting. I go back up here. Insight Freedom says, Tac, I've been having trouble getting notifications from your channel. What you can do inside is make sure you go to his channel, unsubscribe from him, and subscribe right back. Turn the notification bell off and on a couple times. Make sure it's on. Make sure that, when it's all said and done, you're back to subscribing from them and you're back to getting the notifications. Sometimes you just might have to toggle it a couple times and it has to do that. I don't really know. Let's see here. What happens if 38 and 645 pass? Smeggy wants to know that question. I don't think that's going to be a possibility because it's going to be very redundant. You're basically, even though let's say you pass 645 and then 38 comes up to vote, there would be no reason to pass 645 if they knew that they were going to pass 38. You're doing the national reciprocity side of it is literally the same. The only difference is that. So I don't see where it's going to be one or the other. I think it's not. I don't think it's going to be both. I think it's going to be one or the other. To be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to be the doomsday guy, but to be honest with you, right now, the way things I see it, I think that 645 won't get it and 38 will. I think that there is enough push between the fixed NICS on both sides of the aisle that will help push 38 through. If you don't want fixed NICS, once again, contact your senators. Every day, call their state offices, email their state offices. Do it every day. Make sure that they know what you want to do. That being said, that's my personal opinion, Smeggy. I think it's gonna be one or the other. Midnight says, do I think they'll keep attaching shit to reciprocity so it always will fail? Honestly, I don't. I don't see national reciprocity as as big of a deal as some do. I'm obviously for it. I want it to happen, but on the grand scheme of things, it's not like it's changing. You know, the lack of gun control is not bringing assault weapons back. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. It's not a national carry permit. It's not saying that everyone in the country has the right to carry anywhere they go, including in places don't allow carry. It's not saying that. What it's saying is if your state allows you to carry, then every state that does already allow concealed carry must honor your state. It's like they keep on saying yesterday in the live Congress. It's like a driver's license. Every state in the union honors your state's driver's license. You still have to follow the laws within the state that you're in, but your license is honored. I don't think that the national reciprocity is a huge deal on the radar of many. I think right now for the gun control people, any pro-gun legislation is a threat to them. But I think that overall, the national reciprocity is much smaller and as important to me as the SHARE Act. The SHARE Act's a game changer. And when that comes back up, and it will come back up, the SHARE Act's a game changer. So that's the one we really got to worry about. A fixed NICS is more about money. Exactly. All that is bureaucracy putting money towards different studies and different things. The fixed NICS is not as big of a threat as people think, as I know it today. That might change the more that I do research and find out more about exactly what the wording and the verbiage says. But as of right now, it is more about creating studies and creating bureaucratic organizations to report this, that, and the other. It is not more about gun control at this time, as I see it. I might be wrong. Let's see. What did Clover? I'm so far behind. Holy hell. Yeah, 645 is the House number. You're going to have to find out exactly what the Senate bill, and you know what, I should have done it before I came on here, but you can go to senate.gov and or congress.gov and find out what the Senate number will be. Let's see here. Legal Concealed Text says he thinks the Senate bill will be 21 something. Very well could be. Roll call says, well, now we have to call and tell this guy to vote HR 645. Already nagged him about 38. That's why they did that. That's why they combined 38, because everyone got so used to 38 that's exactly why they did it. That's why it was so important. It is a beautiful thing to watch Republicans in the 11th hour resubmit a new bill 645 and make it national reciprocity on its own. So it's a beautiful thing. What's up, Philo? How you doing, bro? Let's see here. John Z, hey, just got the notification. Well, we've only been on for, let's see, I don't even know how long it says I've been on for. And you're just now getting the notification? That's cool. I understand. Well, guys, that's really all I wanted to do is kind of talk about what happened yesterday with national reciprocity, the fixed NICS. Cool, I understand. And we all start talking a little bit about what happened with Yeager. And once again, I've always said I don't necessarily watch Yeager. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but he's our Yeager. He's part of our group. He's part of our community. He is a strong voice. He's a big voice. I don't know if he's strong, but he's a big voice in the gun community. And any censorship is bad. We're small enough as it is. We can't afford to let some of our voices be shut down. So what's up, Travis T? He just got the notification too. That's crazy. Let's see here. Phoenix says recently he broke down and allowed notifications from YouTube on his desktop. I'd simply get them 20 to 30 minutes before the YouTube notification. Yeah, so there you go. And a lot of these, obviously, this was not scheduled. This was not a chat that was a scheduled chat, because if you have one scheduled, it'll come on, say, watch live in 30 minutes. Even if you're 15, 20 minutes late to get that notification, you're still early enough to watch a show. These impromptu, just out of the blue chats, it's sometimes, you're not going to get the notifications. I wish there was a way to work around that. I don't know the answer to that, but it is the way it is. Roosted says, have to run. Good talk. Thanks, go. See you later. Hey, peace. See you, Roosted. It is what it is. Missed my NR comment. All right, let me go back up to find Cycle Camp. Let's see here. Think of the new lawsuits going to the circuits in SCOTUS when they arrest folks anyways. I'm assuming that is a comment to something else. What else did I miss? Cycle, I apologize. Without going all the way up, can you repost what it says? I'm sorry about that, buddy. Can you just mention it real quick in the chat so I know what it says? I saw the one about SCOTUS, and yeah, the Supreme Court's probably going to see a whole bunch of stuff. The circuit courts are probably going to see a whole bunch of stuff when they start arresting people for rights infringement. But okay, yeah. There. If the fixed NICS and all of this stuff, all that comes around, if people start getting arrested, there's going to be some hellacious lawsuits out there. The circuit court will start getting flooded. And the good thing about the circuit court getting flooded is there's two reasons why the Supreme Court is going to take a case. One, there are major differences in opinions between two different circuits in their rulings and all of that. So if there's two different circuits that have different opinions on something, then the Supreme Court will probably look at it. If you also start getting a mass influx of lawsuits and court cases, there's usually going to be someone who's out there saying that whatever they're being arrested for is going to be unconstitutional. That will eventually be filtered and made its way up to the Supreme Court as well. Let's see here. Super Chat. $5 Super Chat. I wish I get Super Chat, guys. I'm about 300 and some odd subscribers away from Super Chat. Or are you talking about Clover Tack being able to get Super Chat? Yeah, I don't have Super Chat yet. Hopefully one day I will. I'm if you guys want to Super Chat, you can go ahead and go to my Patreon. It's right there, and do that, or go to my website, or and PayPal, donate $5 and email me something, and I'll answer whatever you want me to answer. There are ways around it, but no, I'm not quite at Super Chat level yet. You gotta get 1,000 subs. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. If we pass Reciprocity, they will have a field day in court. Ghost still needs 400 subs before he gets it. He's not as popular as Ghost Tactical Guy. Yeah, I try. I'm not as good looking. I have a voice that people don't like. I have a face for radio. I get it. I'm lucky to be where I am. I haven't been blessed with the talent that the Tactical Leprechaun has. And that's one day I hope to reach that level and be up there in the rare air of Clover. But I have not reached that yet. But I do appreciate Clover for letting me hang on to his coattails as he goes through this thing we called YouTube. Let's see here. John, depends on the status of group home. Just saying hi. 982, you're pretty close, Clover. Yeah, Clover is only 18 away from 1,000. So if you haven't subbed Clover, tell your friends go sub Clover, get him to 1,000. So let's see here. Ghost, you take pennies. I'll take Monopoly money if it looks real, bro. I will. There you go. Phoenix says you just need a pimp hat and cane and you'll get the subs. I could get the subs of the pimp hat and cane. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see here. What's the new bill number again? I don't know, Jan. I haven't looked on the Senate side yet to find out exactly what the Senate bill number is going to be, but you can go to senate.gov or go to congress.gov and you should be able to find it right there. What's up, Garage Guns? Nice to have you. Like I said, guys, we've got 24 people watching still, which is crazy. I just wanted to come on, kind of recap yesterday. Everyone's done their recap video, but there has been some confusion as to what is going on. Everyone's done their unban Yeager. So I guess this serves as my unban Yeager video as well. Other than that, guys, check out tonight. I think Ellis is going to have a show. I think maybe at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, maybe. I think that's right. I think that Jimmy is going to be his guest tonight. Don't quote me on that. Let's see here. Clover says as long as he can get to 1,000 before Bob, he'll be happy. No kidding. I guess people like hearing an East Texas voice over a North Texas voice. You know, I guess so. Clover's just kind of got that charm. He's very charming and engaging. I'm just a prick Marine, I guess. So maybe one day I will have the talent and to catch up to Clover. But if I never do, then that means he's doing awesome too, because I plan on being around for a long time, and I hope you guys are going to stick with me for a long time. But I can't believe the growth I've already had in short 6 months. Tomorrow is my 6-month anniversary of uploading my very first video. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, it is what it is. So thanks a lot for everyone for continuously supporting me and the channel. I'm going to check the Gun Channel side real quick. Roff's out there. Even some religions, I subbed to Night Strike, but all of a sudden I wasn't. Yeah, somehow some Gun Channels play songs and not get copyright notices. Some do. But yeah, well, let's go back to tonight. You have Ellis is going to have his show. Then Yankee has his show. And I think this is the Yankee week that it's just by himself. It is not the one without Never Enough Ammo and G-Webs. I think this is just Yankee. I think Matt and G were on last week, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, Midnight says 100 subs a month sounds pretty damn good. Hey, I'll take it, brother. I will take it. I'm not complaining at all. As a matter of fact, I'm still shocked. So thank you for everything. But after Yankees chat tonight, you've got the tactical pimp himself. You have Clover Tack's After Hours show, and this is quickly, it's my favorite show of the week, by far, but it's quickly becoming, I think, a lot of people's favorite show of the week. It is an after-hours show, but it's a lot of internet and social media talk and all of that. It's not necessarily a gun talk, so it's kind of it's my favorite show of the week. So that is at, I believe, at 11 Eastern, 10 Central on Clover Tack's channel. And you guys all know, everyone in here knows Clover Tack, but go check out the Clover Tack channel for After Hours tonight. So it's a great show, and it has gone at times for 3 hours. And I think last week it went 3 hours, and we still had 30 or 40 people at the 3 hour mark still engaged in watching and all that. So it's unbelievable. My favorite show of the week is After Hours by Clover Tack. So go check that out tonight. And I want to, and then make sure you go check out Tack Daddy's Gun News Weekly tonight as well. On Kevin Tack Daddy's channel, Gun News Weekly, and Tack Daddy and them have a great show. He was on here earlier saying, hey, he is going to talk about something that is going on at SHOT with NSSF. So make sure you check that out. It's a pretty cool show. So check out Ellis, Tack Daddy, Yankee, and Clover. And if I'm missing anyone else tonight, then I apologize. I'm just too dumb to remember too many things. So thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support. If I missed any comments, I'm sorry, but I'll catch them on the flip side. And if you're not doing anything right now, go back over to GunChannels.com into the lobby, the Gun Channels lobby. And I'll be heading over there here in a little while, but come join the chat over there. Until next time, guys, Semper Fi.